Welcome to my accent sewing. My name is Cynthia, and today we're talking about a new make and an unboxing video. Let's start with the reveal. I purchased a dressmaking subscription box from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, and I've been getting this fabric box for several years now, with the exception of a few boxes. I began this past year trying to sew a garment with the fabric and do a reveal and unboxing video together, because I found that some of my fabrics were lingering in my stash longer than I wanted. So let's get into the reveal for the Beyond the Pink Door fabric. What did I sew? I'm wearing my garment. This is the Grainline Archer button-up, this pattern here. And there are two versions for this top. You'll see that there is one that has a decorative gathered lower back, or you can find one that has a pleat at the top of the yoke. Both have long sleeves, two pockets on the front, collar with a collar stand, and a button placket. You'll see that my shirt does not have front pockets. Now, I did cut out the two pockets for this shirt on the bias. Let's begin with the fabric. If you didn't watch my unboxing video for this fabric, you can go check that out. I'll link it below. But it is a brushed cotton, or as we tend to call it here in the United States, a flannel. And so it is super soft, but it does have a little bit of stretch to it, of course, when it's cut on the bias. And I was having difficulty getting my pockets to be as squared looking as I wanted them to be, and so I opted to leave them off because I don't use the pockets. But I did choose to make the button placket for the right placket cut on the bias. I did my sleeve cuffs on the bias, and then the collar has the lower collar is cut on the bias, and that is recommended in the pattern. So I did follow that for the pattern instructions, but the cuffs and this placket is I chose to do it on my own. And I have sewn a Grainline Studio pattern before and was very happy with that one. Now I made the largest size for this pattern, so it does not have a huge size range. It goes 0 to 18, and I did choose to make an 18, and I believe I could go down maybe one size, but I wouldn't recommend going down more than that. The sleeves are a little big and a little long, so I could definitely shorten the sleeve in my future make. But I like, in a flannel shirt, I like a long sleeve because I tend to wear these when I'm out hiking as a layering piece, and on a chilly day, you know, having a longer cuff actually feels pretty good. And this is fairly big around, and so I did overlap it quite a bit when I was putting the buttons on, and I'm tempted to maybe add another button in case I decide to cinch it in a little bit more. I think I have enough of these little buttons that I could do that. And yeah, if this is your first time sewing button-up shirt, I would not start with this pattern. I have made the Hey June Cheyenne tunic before, and a button-up shirt also for my son, which was McCall's. But now the Hey June Cheyenne tunic, I have sewn that at least 2 times before, and I found the instructions very excellent. And for these, I I felt like there was some places where the instructions could have been better. And then the other thing that is kind of like a pet peeve, I guess, it just kind of annoys me, is in the diagram, they show this cuff piece as being straight. But on the, I don't know if you can see this, there's actually a diagonal here and then it goes down, so it's not a perfectly straight. I would have expected them to have mimicked their pattern piece and had it this diagonal and then going down. And I know that's not a big thing to pick over. It just kind of irks me a little bit that it doesn't mimic it true to the pattern piece, if that makes sense. But I'm really happy with the finished product. I was a little nervous about pattern matching. I'm really happy with the completed shirt. I have to admit I was nervous about pattern matching, and it does look like it lines up pretty well. But now let me tell you, when I first sewed this and attached the shoulders and stuff, this was off just a little bit. And before I added the collar and the sleeves on, I adjusted it and I pinned it together so that these all lined up. And then I did some little trimming at the top and trimming at the bottom to get it all to line up. And that took care of that because I knew this was what everyone's going to see and I wanted it to be lined up. And so just a little bit of trim, it wasn't much, but I trimmed at the top and bottom to get it to even up. My side seams lined up really well on both sides, and so I'm very pleased with that. And then I forgot to mention that the back yoke is also cut on the bias, and that was not called for in the pattern. I chose to do that myself. So that was my first time sewing a more involved make of Grainline Studios, and I'm really happy with the finished product. I'm happy with the way it fits. Yeah, sleeves are a little long. Maybe my arms are shorter than what I thought they are, because I've always thought of myself as being having average length, the longer length arms. Now that I've made this archer top, I would like to make another button up in a different fabric using the same pattern, because I am pleased with the way it turned out, with a few minor adjustments that might be needed for a future one, but it's definitely a win. Let's get on to my Think Pink unboxing. Here's my box. Now, I received this a few days ago, and I've just not had the time to open it, and like everyone else, fighting daylight, fighting, having enough light. So we're going to do it today. Let's get into the box. We have a beautiful box this month. It does seem a little bit smaller, but it does feel a little hefty. So let's see what's inside. Chapter 11. This month's box contains 2.5 meters of fabric. There are 3 colorways. And this is subscription box number 45. And I'll scan that QR code here in a little bit and we'll talk about that. Let's see what we have in the box. I don't have my glasses on right now, so hopefully I'll be able to read everything. For our sweet treat, we have some lovely gummies, Cuba Libre rum and cola flavored gummies, and they are Ask Mommy and Daddy non-alcoholic gummies. Sounds pretty tasty though. Rum and cola flavored gummies. Okay, so I've got my thread. It looks like it's a navy kind of color, and we've got a bobbin boat. But I did notice that my thread was snapped down in here, so I imagine you could even use it to put your thread and matching bobbin if you were traveling and going somewhere. Or you can stash a few bobbins in there. I really like that. We have another fabrics for your creativity fabric, and it feels different, but it's kind of very silky. I hope I'm not rustling my mic. I just realized that when I laid it up against me, but I'm loving these different shades of green and the purples, and it is a very beautiful fabric. Let me see what it says in the ebook, and I'll be right back. I think all three colorways are beautiful, but I have to say the one that I received is my favorite, and she has named it Gilded Whispers, and says this petrol and violet print captures the dreamy magic of late night soirees and shimmering satin. It's 100% viscose. It's a viscose sateen fabric. That's why it feels a little silkier, and it's a good weight. I'm looking forward to sewing that. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. I look forward to reading the ebook later. It looks like there's some beautiful pattern pics, and some of the Sew Inspired ambassadors have sewn some garments, and I look forward to reading their articles and seeing what they've made. I hope you've enjoyed my reveal and unboxing video today, and I'll be coming to you with box 46 next month, and that is all that I have for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about my fabric. Let me know what you think about my shirt, and let me know what you're working on. I always love to hear what you've got going on.